hope you're all well. Today is Thursday the 27th of April, and as the title of this video suggests, this is going to be a chatty one. It's going to be me having a heart-to-heart with you, so you might want to go and grab yourself a cuppa, get a coffee or a tea or something stronger. There's no judgment here. I'd like to say I've got a gin, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so even I'm not that bad. Anyway, get yourself comfortable. Are you comfortable? You can pause. I got you. Yeah, just pause me until you get comfortable and then I shall begin. So, where to start? As a lot of you may already know, I have suffered from mental health issues, depression and anxiety mostly, since my late teens, early 20s, and throughout life, as everybody does, there's been highs and there have been lows. One of my worst low moments, I would say, is when I first got ill in 2012, because Brooke was still a baby, Abby was still young, and I felt guilty because I wasn't able to look after them. My mum, Jack, was working away from home at the time. My mum had to come and live with me basically to look after them because I couldn't get out of bed. I was too ill. I was in hospital for 3 months at the start of it. And then even when I got home, I wasn't able to do anything. I was so ill. So I did get very low then. It was guilt, mainly, I would say. It was depression because I had gone from suddenly being active, dancing, doing shows, walking, working, to not being able to do anything. And that was hard for me to cope with because my mind still wanted me to do all these things. My body just wouldn't let me. I knew it was putting a lot of strain on my mum. I knew it was putting a lot of strain on Jack and the girls. So it was quite a bad time. Then I kind of, got used to the fact that, well, this is my life now. And then I ended up back in hospital 2014. This isn't about my hospital story. I'm just wanting to give you a brief background. In fact, even before then, one of my worst times when I was still active, I would say, is when I was a medical rep. I don't know if it was the stress of the job, if it was the loneliness because I was out working all day, every day on my own. I was getting a lot of rejection because you would go into receptions and be told, no, nobody can see you. And there was a lot of pressure to hit sales targets, but if nobody saw you, then you couldn't hit sales targets, that sort of thing. And I remember very clearly at one point, I would get to where I was going, the health centre, a hospital, and I couldn't physically get out of the car. I would just sit and cry because I just couldn't physically make myself get out of the car. There were a couple of times I was physically sick with it and had to get my mum or dad to come and pick me up because I wasn't even capable of driving. So that was quite a bad time, and I realised that a lot of that was my job, so I changed jobs and that was all fine. Then, as I said, when I got ill, I started feeling really down again. When I ended up back in hospital 2014, the beginning of 2014, I think it was, that was when I was really bad. My mum and dad thought they were going to lose me at that point. But when I got out, I could no longer walk, and I was having to come to terms with the fact that I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And I would say then the issue wasn't so much depression, it was more grief. I was grieving for the life that I used to have. I was grieving for my legs that I could no longer use, even though I can move them, I can't feel them, so I can't walk. It's like I'm floating. So it was a lot of grief. But I got over that eventually. You go through phases of feeling sorry for yourself and you think, God, why me? And then you think, give yourself a shake, there's people a lot worse off. So at that point, I was then put on a better medication. And I've been fairly stable on that medication since. I think moving out here to the country definitely helped. It's a much better way of life out here. And coming to terms with being in the wheelchair and getting my life back and doing things that I can do rather than worrying about things that I can't. and, you know, things like that. So I was still having the odd issues with anxiety mostly, and the GP just tweaked my medication slightly. So I take a drug called venlafaxine, and I was taking 70 milligrams at night. Now, it's an anti-anxiety and antidepressant. So when I went and spoke to the doctor, he said, right, what you're actually needing to do, what you should have been doing, your previous doctor should have told you, is take half of it at night and half of it in the morning. And that way it's a slow release and you're getting a release of the medication all the time that way. And since I've done that, I've been great. I've been, yeah, sure, I've felt down now and again, but generally my mood and anxiety haven't been too bad. Definitely copable. But over the last few weeks, I felt myself getting into a bit of a slump again, feeling a bit down, a bit stressed, and I thought to myself, I could see the warning flags coming up that, you know, I need to look at this, I need to figure out what's causing it and do something about it before I end up in a very bad way again with depression. So I have had a good sort of think about what it is that's really getting to me just now, and I thought I would just chat to you about it because it helps to share, doesn't it? And I know that I'm basically talking to myself just now, but I've got such a good community out there of viewers who watch my videos, and I feel like I'm talking to friends rather than just talking to myself. And I'm hoping that by talking about it, it might help some people out there as well, because there is still a lot of stigma attached to mental health issues, and there shouldn't be. There's nothing different between depression and a broken leg. You know, both impair you in some way or another. But it's much easier to have a broken leg that people can see there's something wrong with you than it is to have mental health issues where you look fine on the outside, but you're battling with yourself on the inside. So I had a good think to myself, and I wrote some things down, you know, what is it? What's changed recently that could be making me feel like this? And I think one of the main things is money. Now, I know it's the same for everybody just now. There's what the government are calling the cost of living crisis. Don't get me started on that. But basically everything's going up in price. Fuel's going up in price, food's going up in price, energy's going up in price, and everybody is feeling it. Now, don't get me wrong. I am in a much more fortunate position than some people in that Jack has got a good steady job and he gets a good income from it. So we're really lucky in that sense. We are not struggling to feed ourselves. We are keeping on top of the bills, that sort of thing. And I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't even able to do that. So I know I'm a lot better off than a lot of people. But when I analyse it, I think it's our way of life that's changed because of the cost of living crisis. So we are still eating a fairly decent diet. We're still able to go out for food now and again. Our electricity has gone up by, I think, 120% because we came to the end of our fixed rate. So that's gone up a lot. And our mortgage fixed deal is up in October, and the rate that we were on was very good compared to what we're going to be looking at now. So we're going to be looking a good few £100 a month more for our mortgage when it comes to October. And what all that has meant, as I said, is our way of life has had to change. I've had to give up my car, as you know. I didn't have to, but it was the most sensible thing to do. Why run two cars when, you know, there's other things we could be spending the money on? So I get the benefit back. When you've got a mobility card, your benefits pay for it. It's not free. So I now get that money instead of the car, and I'm not having to put fuel in, that sort of thing. So that's good. But it has affected my independence. It has affected my ability to go places because I'm relying on other people now, which is fine. It's working. But sometimes I think I wish I could just get in the car and go to the shop. Or I wish I could just get in the car and go out for a drive, clear my head, have a sing to myself, because that's what I used to do. And yeah, we can't do that now. And the other thing that it's affecting, Brooks horse riding has gone up by £5 a week as well, so you know that's an extra £20 a month. So all these wee things that add up. And one of the main things that it's affected is our ability to go to Canicross and get away in the caravan. We would normally have been away in the caravan a good few times by now. We would have been at a lot of Canicross events, and we've just not got the money to do it just now. You may know we had to get the fence in the back garden put up, things like that. It's now a case of you can't do everything, so you need to prioritise. Whereas a couple of years ago, we would have put the fence up and still went away. But we just can't do that now. So we also have Abby and Adam staying with us, which in a way should be good because you'd think we'd be getting more income, but we're not because they're struggling as well. And they've got their holiday, they're going on next week. They're so excited. So they've not been able to give us dig money. And they don't cost us a lot. They buy their own food and things, but in terms of electricity from doing the washing, like washing machine, oven, things like that, it does cost more money. So yeah, I think money, not so much worry, well I do worry about money, but more the fact that we can't do the things that we wanted to do or that we used to do, I think is preying on my mind. And one of the main reasons that is worrying me, because I sat down and I thought, right, okay, why is it bothering you so much? And I think one of the reasons it's bothering me so much, which is one of the reasons I'm talking to you, is it's affecting my YouTube channel because I'm not going out as many places. I don't feel I've got so much to vlog about. I would vlog the Canicross, I would vlog being away in the caravan, I would vlog just nipping out to the shop. But now all of that isn't there anymore, and I feel like I've not really got an awful lot to vlog about. And I feel like I'm making videos just because I should, and that you lovely people are watching them because you always have, and you know, I don't want to let you down. That's my main issue. I don't like letting people down. As you know, the start of this year, I decided to make myself a proper YouTube schedule. And I think the reason for that is I miss working. I miss being able to go out to work. But because of my health, I'm not able to. So I thought to myself, right, I'm going to use YouTube as a job. I'm going to think of it as a job. And that way it's going to give me structure. It's going to make me accountable for what I'm doing in my life. It's going to, you know, I don't want to let people down, so I'm going to make myself get up and do things. And it was great for a while. I thought of it as a job, and you know, I really enjoyed making the videos and all the rest of it. Now, let's talk income very briefly from YouTube, because you may know my channel is monetized now. You'll know that because you get adverts. And it's been monetized for a while, but just to give you an idea of what that actually means, I used to think when I watched people on YouTube that were monetized that they were getting hundreds of pounds a month. That is not the case, unless you've got thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's definitely not the case. I will be upfront and honest with you and tell you I'm lucky if I get £60 every 3 months from ad revenue on YouTube. And it's not monthly. They basically wait until you've accrued £60 and then pay you. So it's roughly about 3 months. And so £20 a month. Put that into perspective, I'm spending more on editing software and music and that sort of thing, like equipment, than I'm actually making. So even although my channel's monetized, it's costing me money. I'm not making money. I'm not even getting a penny an hour. But that doesn't bother me, or it's never bothered me, because it's never been about money. What is bothering me is the fact that I'm worried about letting you people down, because things are getting to me, because I'm not really feeling that the process is becoming a chore rather than fun, because there's a lot of work goes into making YouTube videos. I'm not wanting to sound like a martyr here. I'm not wanting to say, oh, woe is me, feel sorry for me. Not at all. I just want to explain to you how I'm feeling. So there is a lot of work goes into making these videos, and it takes a lot of time between filming, between editing, uploading, replying to comments, which, don't get me wrong, I love doing. It is a lot of work. And quite often when I was working, you know, you would do extra overtime, and because you had to get things done, and you would think, right, well, at least I'm getting extra money for it. I've not got that incentive here. I can't say, God, I'm still editing at midnight, but it's okay because I'm getting extra money for it. I'm not. And so I think it's the motivation is kind of going a little bit. The only thing keeping me going is you lovely people who watch my videos and chat to me, and, you know, the people out there that I've genuinely made friends with. So I have came to the conclusion that probably the schedule that I put up, that I spoke about at the start of this year, is going to have to change, because I don't want to make myself not well. And it isn't just YouTube, I know that. It is other bits and pieces, mainly money. But I'm feeling a lot of pressure to put videos up when I've not really got much to put up, if you know what I mean. I'm not going many places. I'm doing the same things day in, day out. I'm in the house most of the time. I'm in my craft room in the morning, and because of my headaches, I'm in my bed most afternoons. And I don't like coming on and saying, yeah, I've been in my bed again, because it sounds like I'm moaning, and I'm not. Don't get me wrong, chronic pain is a bugger to live with. It is horrible. I've had it since I got ill. I've had chronic pain in my feet since I got ill. And now the chronic headaches, which are there all day, every day, but get worse at certain times of the day, have been with me for over a year now. And there are times that I go, why me? You know, why is this happening? And I really feel a bit, I don't know, self-indulgent, I suppose. I'm fed up, it's not fair. And then I give myself a shake and think, well, there's people worse off out there. But I think the fact that, if anything, I'm doing something for half a day makes it hard for me to vlog. So the main thing, the first thing that I'm going to stop is doing a craft and chat video every week. You might have noticed there wasn't one up yesterday. Now, I decided I was going to do a craft and chat video every week because people were asking to see different things, and because I thought, well, I craft anyway, I might as well film it. However, it is taking up a huge chunk of my time. The video that went up last week, the finishing the resin ornaments, I had 2 hours of footage there that I had to whittle down to half an hour. That took me the majority of a day to edit. And the actual filming, it's not as easy as just, right, I'm going to craft now. You know, everything has to get set up. And so, and to be perfectly honest, since I've been doing it, my subscriber levels have been steady, if not falling. And the craft and chat videos are getting very few views. They're getting about 1/3 of the views of my other videos, and they take a lot longer. So I thought to myself, if something has to give, that's probably the best thing to give. I'm not saying I'm never going to make one. I will make one now and again if I think there's something that you would like to see, or if you ask for anything specific, that sort of thing. Now, I have got a collaboration video coming up on Saturday with New Craft Day. Again, they got in touch with me, and that's another thing. Although I don't get paid much money from YouTube, I am lucky in that companies like New Craft Day want to work with me, and they don't pay me, but I do get things for free. So, you know, that is another form of income, if you like. I'm not having to pay to get them, but I'm still getting enjoyment out of them. So I've got a collaboration video on Saturday, and as part of that, the company asked if I would show you how to make one of the things that I bought. I'm not going to give any spoilers. So there will be a craft and chat video up next Wednesday showing you that. So there will still occasionally be craft and chat videos, but it's just not going to be every week. It's too much. As far as my vlogs go, I said that it would be every week, Monday and Thursday. I want to try to stick to that as much as I can. I'm definitely going to put a video up every Monday because a lot of you said that you look forward to a Monday to my videos going up, and I appreciate that so much. So I'm going to do my damnedest to get a vlog up for you every Monday. As far as every Thursday goes, I will still try to make 2 vlogs a week. If I can't, I'll apologise and it'll just be the Monday vlog. But it's not because I don't want to, it's because I don't want to just bore you with the same thing all day, every day. You know, the same vlog all the time, because I'm not doing anything. And I'm saying that it might not be the Thursday because, like a few weeks ago, Easter, I'd vlogged like 3 days in a row, but because my vlogs go up Monday, Thursday, it took about 2.5 weeks to catch up. You know, I was like weeks behind with the videos that I was putting up. I was putting the the Easter Monday video up about 2 weeks after Easter. So what I might do is, rather than being rigid and saying it'll be a Thursday, I'm going to just try to put up 2 vlogs a week. And the Monday will definitely happen, and the second one will be whenever. Because I thought if I do it that way, I can even do like weekly vlogs, because if I'm only doing something in the morning and not in the afternoon, you know, a weekly vlog might be better because it'll be better content for you. So there's all that sort of thing that I'm taking into consideration. Basically what I'm trying to say is something needs to change. I need a break, and this is what I've came to the conclusion. So my craft and chat videos will happen now and again, but not every week. And if there's anything specific you want to see craft-wise, let me know and I'll see what I can do. And my Monday video will still be going up every week, and I will hopefully get a second video up every week, but it won't necessarily be a Thursday. I hope you're all okay with that. Now, I'm fine. I don't want to, you know, say that, oh, I'm terrible, I'm getting really depressed again. I'm not. I've just been feeling down in the dumps and teary, and that's red flags to me, because I have had anxiety and depression pretty much all my adult life. So I now know the flags to look for and to stop and say, something needs to change, Fiona. What is it? So I'm hoping this is all it is. I'm still taking the tablets, so this, as they say, I'm not stopping taking the crazy pills. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I just wanted to come on and chat to you about that and let you know what's going on, why there wasn't a craft and chat video yesterday, that sort of thing. And I don't want to just suddenly disappear and not upload videos anymore, because I don't like doing that. But that is going to be the new normal. That's going to be what I'm doing going forward. I will let you know in the future vlogs how I'm feeling. Brooke's having more troubles at school, not bullying thankfully. Just yesterday they stopped her getting out of class early. With her autism, she hates the hustle and bustle of the corridor. She can't stand the noise. She can't stand being bumped into. It gets her really anxious and upset. And out of the blue, they said to her, you're not getting out early anymore. So that's another headache that I've got going on from yesterday and today. I'm waiting to find out what's going to happen there. Yesterday as well, I had Granny Annie at the hospital. She's fine. She was getting a test done. She was getting an endoscopy, which is a scope that goes down your throat into your stomach. And it was because she's losing her voice all the time. She's coughing and she's just not been feeling right. So she was terrified of getting that done. So I went with her yesterday to the Vale of Leiden Hospital to hold her hand, and the nurses, I have to say, were amazing with her. They knew she was anxious. They did everything they could to put her at ease, and I could hear them all laughing, and I thought, good. And my mum came out of there and said, I can't remember a thing. It was really fine. And I was like, yes. Because I worked in endoscopy briefly when I was a theatre nurse. Every now and again, if my theatre wasn't on, I would go and help in the day surgery unit with the endoscopies. I remember how unpleasant it is for the patient, but if it's done properly and they're given the right sedation, she was given the choice of sedation or throat spray, and she went, give me both. I do know that even though they're sedated, it can be quite upsetting for them at the time, although they forget it. But I was worried that it would be upsetting for my mum because she can't swallow very well, and she was worried about having to swallow this big scope. Anyway, it turns out she's fine. There's nothing nasty there. She's got a hiatus hernia, and her medication's going to be sorted accordingly. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you all this. But yeah, she's fine, and that is good news. So we're happy with that. So that's something else that's been on my mind. My headaches are on my mind. I know there's nothing sinister going on. I've had all the tests, but the whole fact of having to go to my bed every afternoon is really on my mind. Anyway, enough of this doom and gloom, Fiona. Enough feeling sorry for yourself. I thought I would just end this video showing you a couple of things that I've made recently, because I just think they're so damn cute. I'm going to show you this. I did show you the mould for this when it arrived, but this is the first one that I have made. Look at that little reindeer. How cute is he? He's got a wee heart in his paw. I put a wee heart in there because I thought it could be like a Christmas hug. And he is just adorable. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, can you see his wee tail? It is just so, so cute. He's got the wee circles on his head. And I love that. So I'm going to make more of him. I'm going to make him different colours and things like that. So yeah, I wanted to show you him. And the other thing, you may remember that I said ages ago that I'd got a new mould, but I couldn't show you because it was a work in progress. And I don't know whether it's going to work or not, because the amount of resin that it takes, I'm going to have to charge about £15 for it. And I don't know if I want to charge people that for it. But let me show you. It's not quite finished because it's still to get a layer of clear resin on the top. But I wanted to show you, just as a thank you for listening to me gabbing on. It is a Santa tree. Look. So it says, Dear Santa, and it's got a yummy carrot for the reindeer. Here's some milk in case you're thirsty. This snack will give you energy. P.S. I've been very good this year. Look, isn't it brilliant? But as you can see, it's all 100% handmade. I hand coloured all of that and put the resin in and everything. And because it's so much resin, it's going to cost me a good £13 just for the resin, plus all of the other materials I need for colouring it in and things, and the time. As you can imagine, it takes about a day to actually colour it in the first place, and then adding the resin to it and things. So, but isn't it so cute? So what I would like to know from you, do you think it is worthwhile me persevering with this? Do you think it would sell for £15 like at a market or something? I mean, it's solid. If you saw this handmade at a market, would you be prepared to pay £15 for it? Because I don't know. My mum and Margaret are definitely wanting one, so I have ordered more resin to make them one, but I just don't know whether it's going to be worth making quite a few of them up to sell if they're not going to sell. Let me know, please. But yeah, I have been making loads of other things, but that was the two things that I wanted to show you because I just love him. He's just so cute. Let me show you him again. It's that way that every time I'm feeling a bit nah, I look at him and I smile because he's just adorable. Anyway, I am going to go and get on because this is the first full day I've had without having to go out this week, and I am looking forward to getting stuck into more resin things. So thank you so much for listening to me. I apologise that I've been prattling on at you for so long, but I just wanted to let you know how I'm feeling. I wanted to let you know that it's okay to let people know how you're feeling, because there's nothing wrong with having anxiety, depression, or any other form of mental health issue. There is nothing wrong with it at all. Don't let the stigma of it put you off talking to people, because that can make a huge difference. I already feel brighter having spoken to you and having made the decision to change my YouTube schedule. I hope you're all okay with that. Please let me know in the comments down below how you feel about all of this. If there's anything that you want to talk to me about, not in the comments, my email address and Instagram are always in the description of my videos. Feel free to email me or send me a message on Instagram if you think that it would help. Even if you don't want my advice, even if you just want to get things off your chest, I'm more than happy to listen. So that's that. Thank you again, everybody. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, talk to me in the comments, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks, everyone.